You're listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Trekexperts Quiz. It's me, Davey, and you are watching the internet's first ever Star Trek game show, or at least the only one I host, so that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not worried about the competition. I'm not worried at all. I don't even notice that they're there. It's fine. You can see I'm flying solo today, everyone. And hey, unfortunately, the beautiful MC is feeling a little under the weather today, but don't worry, she's resting up and she will be back faster than you can say kapla. So it's a bit of a solo journey in this runabout of mine, all the way to the Badlands and back. But that's fine. That's fine. I can see we've got a few people joining us in the live chat. A big hello to Sam and Wes and Sean. Hope you are going to play along today. And if there's anyone else in the chat, join in the fun. And if you're listening or watching the replay, guess what? You can still play along with your friends and family at home as well. Before we begin today, I'd just like to give a big shout out to all of our BQN Podcast Network patrons, especially to this show's associate producers, Sam, he's in the chat, Lars of the Red Shirt Geeks. You're going to see him very, very soon. Jerry Antimano, the wonderful Jerry Antimano, and Matt Harker, who's been with us since the very beginning. Matt is such a huge supporter of the network. Love your work, everyone. And remember, if you would like to help keep this and other BQN podcasts coming to you every single week, you can sign up to be a patron over at patreon.com/BQN. For as little as $1 a month, you get all kinds of exclusive content, extended episodes, early releases, mini quizzes, my new warp speed reviews, Amy's math moments, and also opportunities to actually be in some of our shows, which is really, really cool. We understand that Patreon's not for everyone, but you will never see an ad on our network because of the people who generously provide a little bit of funding to our Patreon page. There are other ways that you can support this show as well. If you are watching on YouTube, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you listen to the audio podcast, make sure that you do a review. Leave us a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. It does help the algorithm pick up the show and recommend it to others, and helps us grow our wonderful community and audience. So, look, enough of that. You're here for one reason, and you are here because you want a bit of a Star Trek quiz, and we have got a really, really fun one for you today. I've got two great guests who are waiting very, very patiently in the transporter buffer, so let's energize and bring them in. From the Treknicity Podcast, it is Lars and Mike. Woo! Lars, associate producer of the show and designer of the Trekexperts Quiz logo, by the way. Long time, buddy. How you been?
I have been fantastic. There's just a lot of things going on right now, but I have been very, very busy getting ready to bring the Treknicity Podcast back with my one of my new co-hosts, Mike, here for a, believe it or not, 9th season. I thought after 7 seasons it was going to be done, but nope, I got talked into doing an 8th, and I'm glad I did, because now we are steamrolling on to another one. And I'm just so excited. It's absolutely going to be one of those things where even I surprised myself.
Amazing. Well, Treknicity is an absolute treat, everyone, and we will hear more about it as the show progresses, so it's great to have it back. And you've brought one of your co-hosts with you today, first time on the Trekexperts Quiz. It's Mike. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Mike, you sent me an email earlier in the week when I notified you of today's topic, which is Worf on Deep Space Nine. You said this was one of your favorites. Are you a big Worf fan, or do you just love Worf's DS9 arc in general?
More just I really enjoyed DS9. I grew up on, as a kid watching the original show. TNG came out, when it first came out, we watched it. It was like, what is this? But then, it got better. And then when DS9 came out, everybody was so interested that it was like, oh, wow, this is on a station. And it's not a captain, it's a guy who's a commander. And it's started to watch it. And when they brought Worf on, he was so much better fleshed out than he was on TNG, where he basically just showed how the monster worked.
Yeah, you've got a point there for sure. And I think his arc is one for me that has matured a little bit with age. There was a little bit of they didn't quite know what to do with Worf on DS9 to start with, but I reckon they found a sweet spot for him. Lars, what about you? What is have you got a bit of a love for our favorite Klingon on the space station?
When most people know that TNG is my favorite Star Trek series, and Worf was one of my top 3 characters. I loved him because he just wasn't human.
Yeah.
And, there were so many different cultural things they could explore. When they brought him to Deep Space Nine, I thought, okay, let's see where we go with this. And they just, every chance they took with him, I think it brought more to the mythos, especially for the Klingon culture, than they had previously. And so, of course, what it did is it gave them so much more of a wider base to build from when they explored the character in further along in the movies and later on in Picard.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Look, we love our Worf, and I've written some pretty cool questions for you both today. I'm hoping they're not too hard. Some of them I think are easier than others. But look, it's not meant to be easy. It's meant to be a bit of a challenge. We're meant to find out what kind of Trexperts you both actually are. And we're getting a lot of love in the chat as well. We've got Wes Huntington, who is just cheering for you like crazy, Lars. So you've got a little cheer squad going on in there. And Sean O'Sullivan is telling us how much he loves Worf's humor and how underused it is. Sean, you are so correct. But then sometimes I think, making sure that you give us just the right amount of that humor is the right way to make sure it doesn't become a parody of itself. But look, let's get into it, I think. Let's get into it with round 1. All right, gentlemen. So round 1 is a general knowledge round on Worf on Deep Space Nine. Get your hands on your buzzers and get ready to play the Trexperts quiz. Question number 1. When arriving on Deep Space Nine, Worf considered leaving Starfleet to join which alliance? Lars.
The Klingons. The Klingon Defense Force.
Negative.
No.
Mike, you get a free shot.
I may be mispronouncing this, but the Nyrabrite Alliance, something like that.
That is correct.
The Nyberite Alliance. Yes, he wanted to join a Nyberite Alliance freighter, which was, odd. I rewatched Way of the Warrior recently, and I'm just like, that seemed odd. Just kind of seemed like he was sulking, which Worf kind of does a lot anyway.
Yeah, he does.
Dear. Well done. First point on the board goes to Mike. Question number 2. In the episode Our Man Bashir, Worf's stored transporter pattern resulted in him becoming a character in a secret agent holosuite program. What was the name of his holo alter ego? Oh, we got some confused looking faces there.
Come on, Beverly.
Beverly wants you to get into it. No one wants to take a guess?
I know it's Mr. It's a French name, Mr. Do something, but it's not Dufresne. That's the guy from Shawshank. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's something like that.
Buzz in if you want to have a guess. There's no penalty for guessing. 3.
Well, I'm pretty sure
Go, Mike.
Mr. Do Somebody is not it.
Mr. Do Somebody.
Insufficient data.
We'll give you one of those. There's a lot of people guessing in the chat, but not quite getting it right. Lars, do you want to have a shot?
Oh, what do you know where to start on that one?
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Unable to comply.
Duchamps. So you were circling there. There was a bonus point for this question. I'll still ask it. Buzz in if you know. Which runabout was destroyed at the start of the same episode? Mike?
Rio Grande.
Negative.
Yeah. Took a shot.
Lars, I'll give you a shot. Go for it.
I'll say the Yangtze King.
Negative.
No, it was the Orinoco. So the
That would have been my fourth guess.
Yeah. So if you recall, the Orinoco was destroyed. There was an emergency beam out. They had to store them in the transporter pattern, and then somehow they wound up becoming a part of the Holosuite program.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 3. In the episode Starship Down, Worf had to command the Defiant from what section of the ship? Mike.
Main engineering.
That is correct.
That is correct. Yeah, it was. It was engineering, and had a very typical Star Trek episode. Officer gets their first command, and it's happened to Data, it's happened to Spock, and crew basically go off at them for being unhuman in their approach to management. All right, question number 4. The Klingon advocate Shapok demanded that Worf be extradited to the Klingon Empire as punishment for doing what? Mike again.
He was escorting a convoy and fired on a Klingon freighter with civilians on it.
That is correct.
That's correct, yes. So opening fire on and allegedly destroying a Klingon civilian transport, which was later proved to be incorrect. That's 3 points so far for Mike. Lars yet to get one on the board, but still a lot more questions to go. Question number 5. What did Worf find hiding in a nebula right before being thrown into a Dominion prison? Mike.
It was a Dominion fleet.
That is correct.
That's correct. It was the Dominion invasion fleet. And Mike, I will give you a bonus point if you can tell me the name of the Dominion prison.
Oh, God, no, I didn't even know. I don't remember that it even had one. No idea.
Unable to comply.
Oh, good. Lars, do you know it?
No. And I knew before this episode, I said to Mike, I said, you're going to cream me on this.
Oh, good. It was Internment Camp 371. Question number 6. In the episode Change of Heart, what did Worf do that led to Sisko telling him he will never get a command of his own? Mike.
He was on a mission with Jadzia and she got hurt, and rather than finish the mission, he brought her back home.
That is correct.
Yeah, he abandoned an important mission for Starfleet intelligence to rescue Jadzia. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well done. All right, so question 7 of 9 has 3 points available. So I found that there are specific examples for each of the 3 points, so we'll see how well you can do. What 3 excuses were used to get Worf on board the Enterprise for First Contact, Insurrection, and Nemesis? Mike.
The only one I know is in First Contact. He was in command of the Defiant when they fought the Borg, and the Defiant got crippled, and he was beamed on board the Enterprise.
That's correct.
That is correct.
Correct.
I do not remember the other 2.
All good. Lars, do you want to have a crack at the other 2?
I was certainly thinking about it.
Go for it.
In Insurrection, he was brought in to deal with Data, who had malfunctioned.
Not quite. Not quite. Do you have a shot at Nemesis?
No, I kind of blacked that whole movie out.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Unable to comply.
So, the official answers from Memory Alpha. So, yes, rescued from the Defiant during the Borg invasion. And Wes has just got it very specifically for Insurrection, which was Worf visited the Federation colony on Manzar to establish a new defense perimeter against the Dominion. At this opportunity, however, he visited his old friends on the Enterprise E, which was on a diplomatic mission nearby. Now, Wes, you are correct in the chat that there's not much of a reason given in the actual movie, but what can be inferred, and as is listed on Memory Alpha, is that he rejoined his old crewmates on the Enterprise E on Earth when he attended William Riker and Deanna Troy's wedding ceremony. So that's... I don't know if that's the official excuse given in the film, but it's what we have here. So I always personally took issue with it because I was young at the time and I loved my shared universe, and I hated the fact that post DS9 there was no reference to his time, barely any reference to his time on DS9, and the fact that he was supposed to be the Federation Klingon ambassador, like he just kind of gave that role up to go back to normal Starfleet duties. But whatever, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, we've got question number 8. We're almost at the end of the first round. What was the name for Worf's Klingon bachelor party?
Come on, Beverly.
Yeah, man, you got this. No, we're getting a lot of confused looks. All right, I'm going to count you down.
Remember.
3, 2, 1.
Unable to comply.
Sam in the chat got it right as I hit unable to comply. It was the road to Kalhaya, or I would have just accepted Kalhaya. However, there was a bonus point for this question, which I will still ask and give one of you an opportunity to pick up. How long did it last? Mike?
Wasn't it a week?
No.
Negative.
No. Sorry,
Okay.
It was not a week. Lars, I'll give you a free shot. Take a guess. Go for it.
6 days.
No.
Negative.
Sam said 6 days in the chat. However, I think I saw Wes and Sean get that right, which was 4 days. It lasted for 4 days. And it was not the exciting, debaucherous 4 days that Bashir and everyone were hoping for. I think one of the funniest scenes in that whole episode is when they're waiting to do the ritual beating of the groom at the end of the ceremony. All right, your final question for this round. I may have already given this away. What role was Worf given when the series concluded? Mike.
Yeah. I actually knew this one anyway. He was going to be the new Federation ambassador to Kronos, and Martok was really excited about that because he had an ambassador he could go targ hunting with.
That is correct.
Super cute. Yeah, that is correct. Well done. That's a final point on the board there for you, Mike. And that brings us to the end of our general knowledge Worf round. And Lars, it's great to have you here as always. You don't have a point on the board yet. However, we've got a really good start from Mike, who is on 7 points. Well done. Well done. Lars, you've still got plenty of opportunity ahead of you. Let's go into round 2.
In the words of Guy Fleegman, I'm just jazzed about being on the show.
I don't know that reference. I'm assuming that's some American game show reference I don't get.
I don't get it either, so don't worry about it.
Oh, all good.
Star Trek movies ever, Galaxy Quest.
Of course.
Oh,
Yes.
I haven't seen that in 20 years.
Ryan in the chat is asking why Lars doesn't get the 30-point associate producer lead. I mean, has given the network a lot of money over the years, but you don't buy your way. We've got far more integrity than that here on this network. Thank you very much. Maybe. All right, let's dive into your second round, which I'm calling Worf Says the Darndest Things. So in this round, we will be playing around with Worf quotes from DS9. Listen carefully. Sometimes I might just want to know the episode that the quote is from. Other times I may have other bits of information that I am looking for. So get your hands back on those buzzers and let's play Worf Says the Darndest Things. The first one, I just want to know what episode this is from. When Worf says, "We do not discuss it with outsiders." Lars.
Trials and tribulations.
Well done, Lars. Let's do one of these for your first point on the board in round 2. Well done. The second one is the same deal. I just want to know what episode this is from. Nice hat. Mike.
Way of the Warrior.
Correct.
That is correct.
When he meets Kira and Dax. Again, a very, very, very funny scene. I rewatched that recently. It was something that I think hit for me just watching that, how well developed and how much more well defined the inter-character dynamics were in Deep Space Nine. But yeah, still very funny. All right, listen to the whole quote. So I'm about to read you a conversation between Worf and Dax. At the end, I want you to buzz in and tell me, what did Worf say next? Now, I'll give you... Oh, no, I don't actually have the name of the episode listed. Anyway, so Worf says, "Quark may lend you the money, but remember rule of acquisition number 111. Treat people in your debt like family. Exploit them." Dax then says, "You know the rules of acquisition?" What does Worf say after that? It's a great line. This one came as a surprise to me in my research, but it looks like I've stumped you on that one.
Unable to comply.
"I am a graduate of Starfleet Academy. I know many things." Sean got it. Sean got it in the chat. Well done, Sean. Good work. Good work. There's a bit of that Worf humor that we got on occasion, which I love. All right, your next one is another just a plain up name the episode. For 1 point, when Worf says, "Death to the opposition." Lars.
Oh, take me out to the holosuite.
That is correct. Well done. It was "Take Me Out to the Holosuite." Good work, Lars. All right. The next one is going to be a "What did Jadzia say next?" So this is another conversation between Worf and Jadzia. I'm going to read you out the line from Worf, and then I want to know what Jadzia said in response. "I have a sense of humor. On the Enterprise, I was considered to be quite amusing." Oh, come on. It's such a funny line. I love this one. Do you know it, Wes? I can see you in the chat there. "I have a sense of humor. On the Enterprise, I was considered to be quite amusing." We got Wake Roberts in the chat who said, "Sure you were, but not right, unfortunately, Wake." I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Unable to comply.
So when Worf says, "I have a sense of humor. On the Enterprise, I was considered to be quite amusing," Jadzia replies with, "That must have been a pretty dull ship." Which was the most offensive thing she could possibly say to Worf in that moment. All good. All right, let's move on to your next one. All right. In this question, there are 2 points available. I want to know what episode it's from and who Worf is talking about in this quote. Now, if you know one or the other, that's fine. I'll give you 1 point for both pieces of information. The quote is, "At the first sign of betrayal, I will kill him, but I promise to return the body intact." Mike.
I do not remember the name of the episode, but he was talking about Garrick.
That is correct.
That is correct. That is correct. DS9 episodes can sometimes be a little bit trickier to remember. But Lars, I will give you a shot at the episode name. Nope.
Unable to comply.
It was In Purgatory's Shadow.
That's it, yeah.
All right. Before hitting record, Mike asked me if I had any Price is Right sound effects. However, the next question, 7 of 9, is a Price is Right style question. So we're moving away from quotes. What I want to know for this question is, guess how many episodes of Deep Space Nine Worf appeared in. I'll give 2 points for the closest without going over, or 4 points if you get it exactly. How many episodes of Deep Space Nine would Worf had appeared in? So, who wants to have the first guess? Go, Mike.
106.
Lars, what do you want to guess?
I'm going to say 45.
Okay. I said closest without going over, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it is less than 106. So I'll give you I'll give you both another shot. So it's less than 106 and more than 45. So I'll let you both have another guess. Go, Mike.
82.
82. Lars.
I could do the whole Price is Right thing and just undercut him by 1.
Of course.
No, I'm going to say 75.
It was 102, which was a lot more than I thought. So I will give the 2 points there to Mike. Well done. And he pretty much appeared in most episodes.
From season 4 on.
Yeah. So he managed to, yes. Sean O'Sullivan's trying to do the math in the chat and came up with 104. So that was good. That was really, really close. So 102. All right. Your next question. So again, I want to know, what episode is this from and who is he talking to? So it's a bit of a conversation. Our women are considered our partners in battle, formidable warriors, and great fun at parties. True. Who was Worf talking to in that conversation? So it's 2 people talking. Worf says, our women are considered our partners in battle, formidable warriors. The other person then says, and great fun at parties. And Worf says, true. Who was the other person in that conversation? Don't be afraid to have a guess. Go, Mike.
Is it Dax?
Was Dax.
That is correct.
Any guess on what episode that might have been from, Mike?
No.
No.
I remember him talking about it, but I don't remember what episode it was.
Oh, good. Lars, you want to throw an episode title in the ring there?
I'm so bad on most of the titles, but no, we're not even close.
Unable to comply.
The episode was called To the Death. All right. Final question for this very challenging round. So again, name the episode and who Worf is talking to. Look at you. You stand so far away from me. You speak so softly, and you are afraid of me, or just disgusted by my presence. Go, Mike.
I do not remember the name of the episode. I know which one it was. He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was talking to O'Brien or Odo,
That is
one of
correct.
the two.
I took your first one there, which was O'Brien, which was correct. Well done. Lars, want to guess at the episode title? Yes, people are getting it. Well done, Wes, getting it right in the chat. Good work. Lars is tapping out of that one.
Unable to comply.
It was Apocalypse Rising, which I think is the season 5 opener premiere when they're all dressed up as Klingons trying to expose Gowron as a changeling.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to the end of the Worf Says the Darndest Things round. Congratulations to you both. That was a tough round of trivia. At the end of that round, before we head into warp speed, we have got Lars on 2 points and Mike 10 points ahead on 12. Good work. Good work. But hey, it can all change as we head into warp. All right, the warp speed round is our final round of the Trexperts quiz. It is 20 questions that will come at you thick and fast. You still have to buzz in to answer, and if I do not get an answer or a buzz within a few seconds,
Unable to comply.
and we will move right on. You can do this, Lars. You've got an opportunity to pick up some points here. There are 20 points up for grabs in total, and it is still all about Worf. All right, I've got to do all of this by myself, so strap in. Question number 1. Worf helped uncover which high-ranking Klingon officer as a changeling? Mike.
Martok.
That is correct.
Well done. Question number 2. Worf served on which Klingon ship as a first officer during the Dominion War?
Unable to comply.
The Rotaran, Martok's ship.
So,
Question number 3. Worf stole what from Martok's son Drex to get Martok's attention? Mike.
his dagger.
Yes, I will take
That is correct.
dagger. Lars, I'll give you a point if you can tell me the Klingon name for it.
Oh, I want to say a Bilnak.
Negative.
No.
Doktog or something like that.
It was Ducktag. Yeah, that was what we're after. I was willing to take either or there, so that's fine. Question number 4. When Worf moved his quarters to the Defiant, Jadzia gave him her collection of what? Mike.
Klingon opera.
That is
I knew
correct.
that one too.
Well done, well done. Worf and Jadzia first hooked up whilst Worf was trying to win which other Klingon's heart?
Unable to comply.
The Lady Grilka. Question number 6. Worf and Jadzia took their first holiday on which planet? Mike.
Risa.
That is correct.
Good work. Question number 7. At what point during his wedding did Worf want the ritual Targ sacrifice to take place?
Unable to comply.
Before the ceremony. Question number 8. What was the name of the mistress of the House of Martok? Mike.
Cirilla.
That is correct.
Work. What episode of Deep Space Nine featured Worf's brother Kurn?
Unable to comply.
Sons of Moog. Kurn wanted Worf to help him do what? Mike.
Commit suicide.
That is correct.
Yes. Very, very rough episode to watch. Question number 11. O'Brien confronted Worf for entering Quark's bar during what event?
Unable to comply.
A Union strike. Question number 12. What Ferengi beauty tool did Worf take a liking to? Mike.
It was Nog's tooth sharpener.
That is correct.
Yes, which he auctioned off when he left for the Academy. Well done. Question number 13. Worf took part in a joint operation with the Dominion on Vardros 4 to destroy what ancient piece of technology? Mike.
Iconian Gateway.
That is correct.
Good work. Question number... Yep. I can see you signed into the buzzer, Lars. I know you're there. Question number 14. Worf adjusted holiday plans to avoid what event in the O'Brien's life? Lars.
Birth of their child.
Correct.
That is correct.
After having delivered Molly and being traumatized by the experience. Question number 15. Ezri rescued Worf from an escape pod from which destroyed Klingon ship? Mike.
The Rotaran.
No, it was not the
Negative.
Rotaran. Lars, you get a shot at this one? Nope.
Unable to comply.
The IKS Karaga, which he was captaining temporarily at that sort of like 8-episode arc towards the end of the series. Question number 16. This event led to their first encounter with which species? Mike.
The Breen.
That is correct.
Well done. Question number 17. Dax, Core, and Worf found which legendary weapon? Mike?
Sword of Kalis.
That is correct.
That's correct. Well done. Alright, question 18. Taral returned in this same episode. Taral was the son of who?
Unable to comply.
Oh, Lars, I'll let you go. You got it just in.
I was going to say Gowron.
No.
Negative.
Duros. Taral was the only son of Duros. Question number 19. What was the name of Michael Dorn's character in Far Beyond the Stars?
Unable to comply.
Willie Hawkins. All right, your final question for the warp speed round. We haven't done this for a while. We're going to do an impersonation. I love these. And it's not going to be from Deep Space Nine. It's actually from TNG. I'm going to judge this. I'm going to give 2 points to whoever I feel does it best. And chat, I want you to weigh in on who you think does this best as well. I want you to give me your best impersonation of Worf raging once he realizes what role he has to play in Q's Robin Hood simulation. Mike, since you're in the lead, I'm going to let you go first.
All right, let me put on my Worf voice. I am not a married man.
Good work. Good work. And Lars.
I object. I am not a married man.
Good work. Good work. Good work. It's a tough one there. It's a tough one. I mean, I wish I could have given you one of a ukulele to smash against a tree, but, hey, we do what we can with what we have. Chat, I'm interested to hear who you think did the best one there. Everyone's just having fun, everyone's saying it wasn't the full line. I know, you're right. Lars probably got closer to the full line because it's like, Captain, I must object. I am not a merry man. So I think everyone's saying, oh, actually, we kind of split 50-50. Actually, we got a lot of people saying Lars should get the points because he was closer to getting the full line more accurately. So I will do that. I will award the 2 points to Lars and bring us out of warp. We are answering all stop. What a game. What a game. Thank you everyone for joining us for Mike Answers Questions for half an hour. It was a lot of fun. But at the end, there can be only one. And Lars, you ended the game on 5 points. And Mike, you took it home with 22 points. Well done. Well done. That's really, really good work. So, as is tradition, you get to give us a victory speech.
I don't know whether to be proud or ashamed that I know that much about Deep Space Nine. That's always been, it's definitely been my favorite iteration of Star Trek. We've talked about this on our podcast. We get into a lot of deep discussions about Star Trek on our show. That I liked it the most because they were on a station. Mm-hmm. It was very character driven. I mean, I can't think of another show that I've ever seen where the son of a minor background character ended up being a major character with a really creative, cool character arc on his own.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about Nog. He started out as Jake's little friend, and then by the end, he's got one of the greatest story arcs in the whole show, where he gets his leg shot off and he has PTSD.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The show really did a great job with doing this character-driven stuff, and that's one of the reasons I really loved it.
Yeah, and your passion for it shines through. Your knowledge was really spot on and really, really sharp. So congratulations for winning today. Lars, have you got a concession speech, as is tradition?
Of course. Well, I mean, if I have to concede to somebody, it couldn't have been a better opponent. So, again, I love coming on this show, and I kind of put on I suck, I'm no good at this, but it's true. That's not the point. The point is I thoroughly enjoy coming on here and being part of this community and having an opportunity to flex what muscles I do have with some wonderful competitors and, of course, our fabulous host.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you, and it's always amazing to have you on the show. And we do, everyone, like I can't emphasize enough just how much we need to thank the wonderful Lars, who I'm keeping on the spotlight here, for everything he's provided to this show. Even when I was early on in the show, he helped me understand how to use OBS to go live. He designed our current logo. He might be designing an update that might be coming soon in the 3rd season as well, or the 4th season. How many seasons have I done now? 3. This is season 3. So there's lots of fun stuff happening. And of course, Lars, I'll let you take it away and let everyone know about Treknicity and how they can find your show online.
Yes, thank you. So Treknicity is available. All the episodes are available at treknicity.com. That will take you to our YouTube page, which features the first 7 seasons of the show as they may be, and also a very, very exciting and fun season 8 that we just wrapped up not long ago, and we are in the midst of preparing for season 9, which will be premiering next month. And you can also find us on all your socials at Treknicity. And of course, I always have to say, rock out, which you Spock out.
That's beautiful. Well done. And yeah, get along and check Treknicity out. They've been putting out a lot of really, really cool content lately. Mike, anything else that you would like to promote on behalf of the show, or where people can find you online?
You can find Treknicity on all your favorite podcast services. So Amazon, Spotify, Apple, you can find us there. If you're interested in just anything random about Star Trek that we can get really deep into, we're the show for you. I mean, we spent an hour talking about Star Trek board games, right? And we have some pretty cool guests. The past season, we had some good guests. We got some really good ones coming up that we're going to interview. They've got, great history with Star Trek. And, you got to thank Lars. He's the heart behind all this. He puts it all together, puts a lot of time and effort into it. And he does it because he loves Star Trek and he loves the Star Trek community. So give us a listen. You can be the 5th or 6th person to listen to our show.
Yeah, there's going to be a prize at number 10.
Yeah. Get a set of Star Trek steak knives.
That is so funny. Well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. So do absolutely. I always encourage everyone to go and check out the content by the wonderful fellow Star Trek podcasters that we have come on this show. And of course, as for me, remember that if you would like to be a contestant, please remember to put your Latinum where your mouth is. I think I've got one more episode for season 3 that I still need contestants for. We will be running this season till the end of May. Then I'm going to take a little break before we come back for season 4. So if you would like to be a contestant or you'd like to register your interest to join us in season 4, we have not started taking any guest spots for season 4 yet, you can register your interest by emailing me at trexpertsquiz@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on the socials. You can find me on Blue Sky at TrekSpertsQuiz and Instagram the same, or you can interact with me in the BQN podcast Discord server. There is a link, as always, in the episode description. Please don't forget to check out my other program on the BQN Podcast Network, which I'm extremely proud of, which is the Bargain Bin Gamers, spelt Gaymer, where we are interviewing creatives and indie devs developing games in the LGBTQIA plus space in video gaming and tabletop gaming, and also the people who play those games too. It's a lot of fun. We've recently just interviewed someone by the name of Enzi. Enzi is creating a game for the Game Boy Color, like an actual game for the Game Boy Color, called Gas Station Story. It's really, really cool stuff. But that is it for now. I would just like to say thank you to everyone who has joined us. Thank you for listening or watching on the replay. And thank you to everyone who's joined along live in the chat today. We will see you again next week. We've got a very extra special guest lined up. We have someone who is going to take on the mighty Kelvin Wood, our highest scorer of all time. So keep an eye out for that one. But until then, remember that no matter what you do and no matter where you go, please make sure that you go boldly. Peace out, everyone. Live long and prosper.
Double T Media.